is my first week on Fridays. Yeah, I had to switch days because I started school and life's just crazy, and Fridays are better for me than Thursdays. So, yeah, here it goes. This week's topic is on support and networking. So I'm just gonna read down the questions, like I always do, and answer them the best I can. Where do you, as a significant other, go for support and networking? Um, I don't, which I guess is kind of weird since I'm on this channel. I originally came to YouTube or the channel to kind of look for support and networking, and I totally have gotten that to a lot of extent, definitely on the networking side of things, talking and being a part of the conversations on here with other people in similar kind of related situations to mine. But as far as support goes, I don't really feel like I have so much support in with whatever processes that I might have, because my experience is so different. Because Drew has been Drew for so long, and I came to him as started dating him as a lesbian, and then my identities had to shift, and he stayed the same. So our relationship is just, we've been through this before, a lot different, because I'm the one changing and he's staying the same. Where in a lot of the other relationships on the channel, the partner is who's staying the same, and the trans guy is who's changing. So I've kind of got a different situation. My family is supportive. It's I don't know. It's hard to use that word about my family or my friends. They're definitely they're cool with everything. It's a non-issue to my family that knows about Drew's trans identity. It's no big thing. It took them a minute to kind of understand it, because I was the first lesbian. I was the first queer person they knew, or that they knew, right? And so then it was whoa, now everything's, completely different. So I think my stepdad's thing was nothing you do surprises me, so this doesn't surprise me either, because he's so used to me doing or being or a part of things that are completely out of his comfort zone. So my family isn't supportive in the way that they can't really help me process or deal with things or go through things. But they are definitely supportive in that, they don't see anything as a problem or an issue. I think as far as friends being supportive, my best friend Logan is probably the one that's closest to understanding things that I'm going through, because he identifies as trans and is in the early stages of his transition, if he decides to go that way even more. And then my friend Jason is also really a good person that can help me really question and think about and process through some of my thoughts. So there are people, but it's not I don't know, it's not supportive, just isn't the word that I would use, I guess. Do I participate in the online communities or forum as a form of support? This one, I participate in this one. That's kind of it. Does your boyfriend or partner, where does he go for support? I mean, he definitely participates on online communities. He does YouTube, and he does videos here. He does LiveJournal and the LiveJournal communities on there, and he's in some other ones, F to M, Vanity, and all these other groups where he meets guys and talks to guys. He's also, since we've moved up here, kind of gotten to know and been involved with a big group of guys who are friends, and tomorrow night they're having guys night where they all go out to the bar and hang out with each other, which is really cool, and he really appreciates that, and I'm involved in that to some extent. We last weekend we went out with them and their partners, and so I was involved in that sort of group, but I don't really feel like it's I don't know, it's really great, and they're really cool people, and I'm really excited that we're getting to be friends with all of them, but we're still so new to the group that we're not close friends with anybody yet. Or I'm not. Drew is, but I'm not so much yet. In what ways specifically do I support my boyfriend in regards to his trans identity? I try to be really supportive of his goals, and his are a lot different than a lot of the other guys on this channel, because he's transitioned for 2 years or so. So right now he's really into this workout goal and building more muscle mass and eating healthy, and we kind of support each other on that, because I'm trying to eat healthier and go to the gym and do all that, just be a healthier person. So I'm really supportive of his desire to have big muscles. So I support him a lot in that way, and I also just try to make it And like if he wears something that they looks really attractive in, I say that, like, oh, you look really good in that, or your muscles look really big in that shirt. And I'm not saying things that aren't true or aren't like I'm not just stroking his ego, but like if I think that, I say it because it makes him feel good. You compliment the people that you love, so that they know that that you appreciate them. So I definitely try to do that as far as his maleness. Yeah. In what ways has he supported me? Well, I think that it was his kind of idea that I join a channel like this, or it wasn't like his idea. He was just like, hey, this exists. Maybe you could get something out of that. So I did, and I have definitely gotten a lot out of it. So that's true. He also is really, I don't know, he deals with me asking a lot of questions and stuff, like a lot of things that are kind of old news to him. And I bring them up, I'm like, well, what about this, and what about this, and what does this mean? And I have a lot of questions about stuff so I understand his process and himself and his gender identity better. So he deals with that, which is supportive, I think, to go through that with me, when he went through that with himself, 2 years ago. So he's really supportive of understanding that everything's a process for me to work through, and that I'm very, almost probably too aware of things. Like, I think a lot about everything, and I'm just very aware of my own, like, emotions and feelings and thought process. So I think a lot about everything. I'm constantly in my head. So he really deals a lot. He's very supportive of knowing that this is my process. And he has a lot of patience with all of that for me. And so I think that the patience is a really big, important thing. Let's see. Some people say it's better for trans guys to be single during their transition. How do you feel about this statement? Agree or disagree? I think that it's hard to make any kind of claim or statement that is true for everybody, because everybody's situation is different. I think that it's probably better for any person to be single when they're going through such a massive life transition. Just a place that is transforming of the self in any way, because it can be really hard to go through, really intense, self-reflective, selfish, and not in a bad way, but just like, you have to concentrate on yourself, you have to get to know yourself, you have to work through things on yourself. It's really hard to go through those kind of things and be a significant, good partner to somebody else. It's hard to be supportive and have a balanced relationship that's equal at that point, when one person is just going through all of these things. That's hard to do. Not that it can't be done. It absolutely can be done. And if your partner is someone who can do that, and if you're willing to have a while in the relationship where things are unbalanced, that's perfectly fine. Or if you've been together for a long time and you've been through hard times together before, I think that is really, like, totally doable. I think it gets kind of iffy when maybe during the transition you start dating a new person, because you don't even know yourself right at that point. So how can you know what you want, or how can you be supportive for somebody else? I just feel like it might be a time to be by yourself. And that's not just true for transitions. Like, that's true for any big life-changing events. Like, anytime you have a big life-changing event, sometimes it's good to just handle that on your own, so that like, who you are and what you're doing and where you're going. And once you get your feet kind of grounded in your new self and your reality in this life, then you're a totally more solid person at that point to be partners with somebody. So I really value the fact that there are big significant times in life where you need to be alone. But again, you can totally go through things like that with a partner. That's what partnership is. And I think that that's really, really great when you can do it. So again, it's individual, up to the person. I think I've repeated myself a lot in this video, but c'est la vie, right? Welcome to Videos with Angela. I'll see you guys next week. Hope everybody has a great weekend.